All right, it's Daniel Moore again, and now I'm going to show you how to add pages to your website and how to make sure that the navigation of your website is easy to use. So I'm back on my demonstration page again, and in this case you can see that along the top there are some links, and there's one called drop down. Well, if I click it, there's nothing in there, and this section for your website could be, for example, services that you offer or oral health conditions, something along those lines. And over time, you'll want to be adding pages to your website so that your content kind of stays fresh, so that Google sees that your website is not inactive. And so over time, it's good to continue to add pages to your website. Maybe it could be about a new service. It could be about, for example, an article about night guards or anything like that. Anything that Google sees that you're adding new content is always going to be good, and that can always boost your rankings when somebody is searching for a dentist in your area. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill this drop-down section with some links. And so right now I'm in the editor page, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this link that says Admin Home. Okay, so now we're taken to another interface. This is an interface that the patients will never see, but it's kind of a back end to the website that can be useful for making other changes. And in this case, the first page that it leads us to is a page that is just called Pages. And this is just a list of all the pages of your website. Um, you can see the titles of your websites. You can go to them to make edits to the website. You can delete the pages. Generally, you're not going to want to do that very often, but that's a possibility as well. If you made a page that you decided you didn't like, you can delete that there. Um, and then the last column of this also shows whether the page is expired or not. And that goes back to what I talked about before, where you can set a page to expire if the content on that web page would become out of date or irrelevant after a certain time. And so if, for example, that this page was expired, this would no longer say that the content is current. This whole row would become red and basically say that you need to update that website or that web page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the demonstration drop-down link under the navigation menu section. And this is something that we will set up for you for your website. And it's basically a way to create a navigation for the patient who is visiting your website to use. And so demonstration drop-down is basically a list of links that will show when you click the drop-down at the top. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add some links inside that drop down. And the way to do that is to basically go to the menu, the navigation menu, and search through your pages that you have available on your website, and just basically add each one that you would like to add. So in this case, I'm going to add the page that we made before, dental implants for dentures. I'm going to click Add Page to Sidebar, and it will load, and you'll see that that page has been added to the drop-down. I'm going to go ahead and add a few more. We made this page Oral Hygiene for Children. We made another page, What is a Crown and Why Do I Need One? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add that page as well. All right, so now you see that we have some links that will show in our drop-down box. And this can be ordered just simply by dragging and dropping. Say I want this one to be the top one. So I'll do that, and it'll automatically save. So now let's go back to the demonstration page that we made. I'm going to click Edit. And now when I click drop down, we see some links in this page. And so it's simple as that to add some navigation to your page. Of course, if you make a new page, for example, what is a crown and why do I need one? It may be something that you would want to talk about on the front page of your website. And so, for example, you could change one of these sections to talk about crowns or something along that line. Crowns maybe don't get anybody very excited, but you could talk about braces or whitening or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Let's go back. Let's say, for example, that I click this and maybe I don't like to have this full title on the drop down. Maybe I want something a little bit shorter and more to the point. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the admin home. I'll go back to my drop down, and what I can do is I can actually edit exactly what text shows up on the drop down. And so maybe I'll just say crowns. I'll save that. Maybe this one I just want to say overdentures. And maybe this one I just want to say oral hygiene. Okay, so I'll save that. And let's go back to that page again. And now you'll see that the drop down has changed appearance, but the links still go to the exact same page as before. Okay. Finally, let's try to make a new page. Okay, so what you need to do that is click on Admin Home. You're taken to the Pages section of the Administrator interface. So that's the page that you want to be on. And you'll see a big green button that says create a new page. So let's do that. And now when we do that, it basically takes us to a page where there's a couple things that we need to type in. In this case, there's the title, there's the URL name, and then we also have to pick a template for the page that we're gonna make. So let's for example, let's just make a page about tooth whitening. So I'll just call it tooth whitening. And for the URL name, we always want to make something that doesn't have any spaces and no special characters, because this is the basically what will show up in the URL after your domain. So for example, for tooth whitening, we could just type tooth whitening with a dash in between the two and everything lowercase. And that's generally a good format. The templates to select from are templates that were created for your website. Generally, you're going to mostly be using probably a sub-page template, which means that you won't be making kind of a second home page for your website. You won't be making additional contact pages or anything like that. So mostly you're going to be working with sub-pages. In this case, I'm just going to use this demonstration page template that we created. So I'll click that and I'll click Create Page. Okay, and so now within the pages, you'll see that we have this new page that's tooth whitening, and that's using the template of the demonstration page that we created. If you ever want new templates or new formats kind of for your pages, we can always help you with that. So just get in touch with us and we'll create one for you. Okay, so now that I've created the page, I can edit it. Maybe in this case, we'll just change the header here, and I'll save that. Now, having this page available is not going to be helpful unless you link it to the rest of your page, the rest of your web pages. And so that's what we talked about before. We could maybe add it to the drop down, or maybe we can go back to our demonstration page. Maybe we can put something about it on the page as well. For example, our crowns section. Let's change this to maybe tooth whitening now. And what I'll do is I'll just put a link right here. So I'll link to that tooth whitening page that we just made. The thing is, if we don't link to the page from somewhere within our website, people won't have access to it. Google won't be able to tell that that website's there. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'm going to go back to the administrator home, and I'm going to go to my drop down, and I'll add the page there as well. Okay. All right, that's all there is to it.